Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jacob with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So, joining once again my Rafael Conquista, just like we promised, we're going to be talking about the root of all the problems that you're having. Bacterial, fungal, candida, mold, and parasitic causes of over 90% of your chronic health issues. Wow. The hidden superbug. So, we're going to be talking about that and a lot of other stuff like we normally do. And it's going to be great. So, how are you doing, Rafael?
I'm so good. Good to be with you again. Good to see you. I chatted with Tracy Joe this morning. Hey, I have a question for everybody. Maybe they could think about it during the show. The two types of infections that the body cannot ever clear by itself. So think about that. We'll get into that later. Yeah, well, I'm great.
Yeah, the teeth problem is bad. So almost everybody's pretty much infected, aren't they?
Probably today, I'll share a little bit about the antibiotic use, but it's off the charts. And the World Health Organization says that just in the next 5 years, this is profound, just in the next 5 years, that they'll be needing 50% more antibiotic use than today. And today it's just off the charts. So we're actually experiencing the result of what we've tinkered with. We've allowed this in medicine. We've talked about this like till we're blue in the face, right? With vaccines and stuff, healthcare. But nobody, the dentistry model has gotten away with murder literally for the last, our generation anyway. And so I'm not like, I want to badmouth them because they're kind of told what to do from the top down as well. But we're kind of on the threshold of something brand new. I think it's incredible. I think it's the probably the key factor that's going to really trigger making America great again, besides the stuff you and I have already talked about. So yeah, I'm really excited and spot on. It's these infections that probably, at least if you're even children today, I have a couple grandchildren that already, like at age, I think she's 9, she has like 2 crowns. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about that too. Yeah. Rotting teeth, they just, rot. So there's an intimate connection between things that we've talked about many times, and that is nutrient deficiencies and also biofilm that can't be gotten rid of. So little kid gets a little ear infection, strep throat, something like that, pretty common. And so they do antibiotics, and there goes the biofilm, or there begins the biofilm. And the mouth is a harboring place for this because the microbiome is now, it's hard to measure. Because even the experts that are coming out today and saying the microbiome is like a new frontier. And part of the research is that when an antibiotic is taken, a good percentage of the microbiome is just eradicated. So yeah, that's part of the reason. But yeah, very excited about today.
So over 1 billion mercury filled dentists have put in over 1 billion mercury fillings. Wow.
Can you imagine that?
What happened?
So you guys
know, we knew that was bad by now.
Michael, it's worse. It's like, so it's billion just in the last 5 years.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's staggering because there's a progression to that. Yeah. And if you want to, we can start going there right now because it's amazing.
Yeah. So, I was as a young boy, they did mercury fillings, and they rotted the hell out of my teeth. I remember when I went in the military, even the military knows that now, but the military used to not, because they used to do mercury fillings too, but they don't anymore. So, or at least they didn't for me. So I went in, and I remember when I was in boot camp, and they looked at my teeth, and they said, "When next command, you have to have a lot of work." I was like, "Why? My teeth are perfect." That's what my dentist said. It's like, no. He put in some bad fillings, and they're not working out so good. So sure enough, finally got to my next command. It took 2 years because I went to school after school to school. So finally got settled, and then they started taking all of those fillings out, and underneath those fillings was just everything was rotted out,
Run it out.
bad.
Run it. Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people have complications from the mercury. It starts to get in the bloodstream and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what are you guys thinking about? This is
Yep.
toxic.
Right.
Damn. And it doesn't
I asked,
work.
I asked a dentist. It's like a patch. It's like getting, it's like you're on a nighttime mop and you get a bullet in your shoulder, so you put a Band-Aid on and then you're done. That's a silver filling.
Wow.
And so, but you brought up something that I think is really critical, and part of why I'm doing this is you said that, like the military dentist said, oh, you got a bunch of stuff in your mouth, but the civilian dentist said it was just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how many times, you guys, do we hear this over and over and over again? I'll tell you about another oral scans client last night. Unbelievable, in and out of the hospital kind of story. But so I don't want to lose track of yeah, these silver fillings are like, they're
You mean the mercury fillings?
Mercury fillings.
Yeah.
50% mercury. So I asked a dentist one time, you really gonna put that in my mouth? And they're like, yeah, they're safe. So I asked, so what happens if you spill it in your sink or on the floor of your dental practice? And she went like this, and she went, oh, the EPA makes me do this, all these extensive cleanup protocols, like
wow,
super toxic waste. Yeah.
But it's okay in your teeth.
It's fine in your mouth. And that was like, wow, what are we missing here? Like,
that's MK Ultra strong. It's like the brainwashing beyond belief for these dentists and these doctors. Oh my God, it's sad. And it's sad for us because we believe that they're right and we don't know any better unless we do the research.
Yeah. And in my practice, I'll say this over and over again, like you just read, it's 90 to 97%, I believe, of all cancer diagnosis are biofilm induced from a tooth or multiple teeth. So this is why I'm so excited about this, because we're at a place now we can change all that and not only fix the teeth right, but find the ones that the dentist can't find, which is, to me, it seems like 90% right there. If they can't see it on their x-ray or in their maybe a CAT scan, digital x-ray, then they're like, no, it's fine. And over and over again, hundreds of times, I've even wrestled with dentists. No, you got to cut it open. You're not going to see it. You can't see inside of a metal crown anyway. Does that make sense? So the x-ray won't penetrate a metal crown. So if they don't see anything in the root of the bone, they're like, it's fine. And like you said earlier, all of them, once they cut them open, they're like black mold, super biofilm pus, all kinds of nasties. Yeah. And in these biofilms, we know that the bacteria share the biofilm with parasites, with heavy metals, like the mercury that's been leaking out of the tooth for 30 years. So all of these share now in the bacterial biofilm, the Candida, the fungus, everything that will kill us. And so, yeah, we're so stoked with you guys to be able to finally see everything for just a small cost compared to a dentist.
Yeah. So, my son-in-law, Dan, he's having a lot of work done. I know you did your oral scans on him and saw a lot of problems, but we already knew that he was already having problems.
Right.
So then we saw that, like you're talking about, it's bad,
Yeah.
I mean, completely rotted out, broken,
right,
pus filled, all kind of crazy stuff. And of course you sent the good stuff, and that turned him around. I mean, he was like wiped out. I mean, he even said, I thought one night I was going to die.
Yeah.
and then you sent the the intuitive wellness stuff, and we like cooked them all up.
Yeah.
And he completely turned around, and he went to the dentist. They're all excited. He's using LifeWave. He's like
Yep.
patched like
Everywhere.
and they're all like ready to use LifeWave now too. So it's amazing, but you have to have a multiple. When it gets that bad, you have to have a lot of stuff. Not only do we have the intuitive wellness products and the patches, but you still got to get this stuff fixed. It's
Yeah.
not like unbelievably, some people have just used the patches and everything gets better.
Yeah.
Uh, it, it's obviously not a late stage type stuff, but
Right.
you have to be using a lot of stuff, otherwise you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah.
real. The pus, the bacteria, the mold, all that stuff, Candida, all the stuff you're talking about, hidden under your tooth, constantly filtering down through your root canal into your bloodstream. It's killing people.
Yeah.
They don't even know what caused it. People are
Yeah.
dying, probably by
Right.
massive numbers. So,
And medicine and dentistry haven't gotten together. There's the science is there, I'm telling you, but they haven't gotten together functionally, practically when it comes to us. Like, oh yeah, this is where your cancer is coming from. Oh yeah, this is why you have gut issues. Oh yeah, like I said last week with Keith. Oh, this is why you need a knee replacement. What? So, Daniel's that's such a great story, because I'd like to talk about him for a minute, because
yeah.
it's very common for us, probably especially guys, I've seen in my experience. Like we have some trauma in the past with dentists that have really hurt us. And so now we're like gun shy, so to speak, of even wanting to go. And that was my own personal experience where, I fractured a couple of teeth as a really small little guy, went head over my handlebars in a bike race and fractured them on the pavement. And then the dental experience, and I bless them. I'm grateful that they were there to help fix it and stuff like that. But it also started the pathway for these massive infections. But it just took me, it's still there, but probably it wasn't until like 2 years ago. But I finally, I watched some of your Navy SEAL stuff, and finally it was like I had this come to Jesus Navy SEAL moment where I was like, it's time to stop being a little boy. You're not 7 anymore. You're almost 70. You're a grown man, and it's time to start acting more like a Navy SEAL when it comes to going to the dentist. And so I'm not putting it down. I'm just putting people down. I'm just saying that it's real. This fear of the dentist is real. And I want to be able to help people, to coach people, to show people exactly what to do, where to do it, how infected we can. It's just amazing. We can find, there's no infection that can hide from us. And to be able to then help everyone to be able to now take control, where like we've talked about taking control of our lives in a lot of other places. And this is another one where we can actually take control, and we can direct the dentist about what to do and how to do it. And it will change the entire nature of our ability to stay healthy to 100 or however long it works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Daniel's a great case of that sort of trauma and that fear factor. And he's doing it because, like you said, it's killing him. So he's doing it, and it's going to be, when it's finished, it'll be, profound for him.
Oh yeah, just initial work, because you got to get a lot more done, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
just the initial work, the worst of it, they took care of that, and it's like he gained. It looks like he gained 2 inches. It was like he was all crushed down and pale, and
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
pretty much sleeping the whole day. It's
Yes.
like it was bad. And
They will. Yes.
so once we got
Literally.
the intuitive wellness products and really got him going on those, within a day he was much better. We were like super patching him, just wallpapering his jaw with all kinds of patches, and then
Awesome.
so then he was good. He was like, we're like moving stuff around. He was helping, and then he went to the dentist, and he's down a little bit for for that day, and next day he's up, he's like standing tall, talking normal,
Yeah.
health, healthy complexion, everything,
Yeah.
like incredible.
It is.
So I know I have to get one done too, because you did the bioscan on me, and I've been able to maintain, because it's hard to find a dentist that has a clue. We
Right.
tried for so long there in Florida, and we just finally gave up, and we're just like, well, we'll wait till we fly out and visit those guys, and then I'll get it done. And that never happened. And then now we're here. So now, fortunately, we found a good dentist, and here in Lake Tahoe, she's absolutely amazing. And they're doing Tracy now, because she's the same, and they're going to do me next. So the whole family, all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's indicative for pretty much everyone out there.
Yeah. So it is. It's so true. This is such a, the oral scans is such a beautiful thing to be able to see every tooth, target it, and like to the root, wherever it's at, the fracture, or anything that the dentist can't even see. I've had to fight with dentists saying, no, it's there. You can't see it. If you can't see the fracture, I'm telling you it's there, because just do it. And like 100% of the time, they'll get in there and they're like, oh, there's pus. I've even had dentists say, when I got in there, I could pull the teeth with my fingers. It was so infected, even though it looked good in the scans, the X-rays,
Wow.
and everything. Yeah. So this is a huge point that I want to make is it's taken me probably part of my own journey. I've come to this conclusion just this year, Michael, that that oncologists, that dentists, that doctors, none of them can see a biofilm. They cannot see it. I'll tell you, I'll go into Linda's case. This was a new sign up yesterday, but I don't want to leave what you were talking about with Daniel and Tracy, Joe, is that it's going to be a significant thing, because once you find the right dentist. So when Tracy Joe or Daniel or Jamie, I don't know, remember who sent me the text, and I looked at the dentist like, oh, she looks great. Get in there now, because I knew it was an emergency. But it looked like she was doing, porcelain implants and the stuff that he's going to need and everybody's going to need, that she might be able to do it. And if not, we can help coach her to do it.
Yeah.
We'll become sort of almost like a mentor. And I think a lot of the dentists, like I've had a lot of dentists where I send people, they go to the dentist, and when the dentist sees that you go, this tooth, this is what's wrong with it, and then the dentist goes, you're nuts. Nobody tells me that ever. And then the dentist goes, you were totally right. What is going on? It blows their mind. And it becomes like it starts a beautiful relationship, because they don't understand how and that's like so thrilling to me.
Yeah. Well, some people say, even though you show them the stuff, they still don't want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when I was in combat zones, I said,
Oh, yeah.
telling people what was coming in the future, and they just don't understand, the ability that we have to like see stuff. So the Intuistat, the stuff that I've been on for, several years now, I guess, and that's the garlic, the Allison garlic. So it is basically, I think, the thing that's kept me going, because there were times where I was feeling this thing in my tooth, it's causing all kinds of problems,
Yeah.
and nothing I can do. And then I just like you told me one time, just every time that comes on, just ultra dose on Intuistat,
Right.
and that's what I did, and it's like a miracle. But I know that it still needs to be done.
Right.
I do Intuistat every day. I stay up on it. It's super. Everyone should have Intuistat, right?
I know.
Everyone. You should probably take, everyone at this point should be taking it, at least one a day or something. So and it's super good for you. I mega dose on it when I travel, and I guess I get people that are shedding on me, and then I mega dose, and then the problems that I feel creeping in just go away.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. And then of course all the other products that that are out there that we're using in the intuitive wellness line.
the Intuostat and the Cardio NF are really right now our go-tos with the oral health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go ahead and tell you Linda's case. So we get a call. It was like an emergency. She had just gotten out of 2 days. Every month, you guys, she's in the ER room for a super spike of blood pressure, goes to like 180, 190. She can't function. So she gets scared. Her pulse goes up, and it's just up and down, up and down. So, and doctors can't find anything. Well, you just have high blood pressure, or, you know, we're worried about you stroking. So she's in the hospital for an overnight, 2 days, and this is happening every month. I'm like, oh baby, you're not gonna live. So let's go through the oral scans, and she's now like just maintenance. Like it's like you were talking about, just her maintenance dose. She said she's taking 20 capsules a day.
Woo.
And 6 teaspoons of Cardio NF. So she's very sick. But get this. So when we isolated the tooth in the scan, and this is going to blow your mind. This is how we determine the level of infection inside of a tooth or inside of a root or a fracture that nobody can see. Just guess what her dose was in the tooth.
100.
23 bottles, you guys.
No way. Jesus.
23 bottles. So we're talking about death, and this is what we see with cancer and all kinds of stuff. So she's actually our oral scans record, 23 bottles. Our previous record was 21 bottles. So that's like 21 times 60 capsules. That's like what, 1,400 capsules. So of course we're not taking that, but that's the energetic frequency that the body is saying, that's what I need to eradicate the infection in one tooth. This is profound. So she's taking 20 capsules orally just to tread water. In other words, just to help manage her heart control. And she says when she's on this, everything's stable, her pulse, her pressure is fine. She doesn't have erratic stuff. And now, finally, she's went through the oral scans, and now she's getting that tooth taken care of. So, yeah, it's like, this is profound. It's going to change the world. It's going to change dentistry. It's going to change medicine. And I hate to say that we're going to put oncology out of business. Oops, sorry, guys.
Wow. So, I mean, there's only 17 left in stock. I mean, I start getting low. I stock up on that stuff. I guess we've been talking about it. People have been buying it. I think we had like over 100 the last time we talked.
Yeah, so it seems like a few days ago there was 200.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, everybody's like taking our advice and running to it. So, you guys that are there or listening right now, you better go over there and buy it right now. So, because it might take a few days to get that back up to speed. What's up?
Go ahead.
You want to watch that one video you sent me?
Which one?
The one with the oral scans. The lady that's in there, the Oriental lady.
Yeah. You want to play it from your end? Or you want me to play it?
I can do it, but go ahead and do it on your end. Let's talk about your all the stuff that's in there too. You have a lot of information in there.
Okay.
And I really wanted to focus on this because this is, I think this is critical for people's health.
Awesome.
I've been dealing this. Who knows how long I've been dealing with this?
Yeah.
You know, just overcoming this and then getting setbacks. I'm like, now that I look back on stuff, is probably because this tooth has been a problem for, I don't know, maybe even a long time. And you know, because I'm a regular dental guy. You know, they don't see this stuff in their X-rays.
They can't see it until it's gross enough that in an X-ray or a digital X-ray or a CAT scan, until it's gross enough injury that there's a shadow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when it comes to the biofilm, they can't even see it in a lab. I'll tell you Linda's story again in a minute, but
okay.
And I want to talk to you a little bit about, you know, how we found that with you, and then we looked at it when we were at Coronado together. But I'll go ahead and share my page. Let me, if I remember how. Okay, I'm going to share the audio too. There we go.
Nice.
All right, so here's the landing page. Here's the woman.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you have that nagging feeling that something just isn't quite right? Like millions of others, do you fear it might be that dreaded C word? Whether you're dealing with a chronic condition or trying to navigate the maze of test after test, it can be draining. Have you ever thought, do they really need that much blood? Are you waiting for answers, for truth, while feeling ignored or just plain frustrated? Has anyone ever suggested looking in your mouth? Why not? We do. Most people overlook this crucial area when searching for clues to the root causes of health problems. Your oral health might hold the critical key to your well-being. From autoimmune issues to digestive disorders and a host of other conditions, your mouth is a window to your overall health. So, why not take a closer look? It's time to connect the dots and get all the answers you deserve. Remember, your health is worth fighting for. Has anyone ever even considered perhaps several old silver or composite fillings? Why not? We do. Not to mention root canals, crowns, plaque, receding gums, or even tiny fractures, which so often go without any fanfare until your tooth finally fractures while chewing something. Did you know your crowns or root canals and fillings may leak bacteria after only months? Your dental insurance company knows. Did you know that every silver and even composite filling rapidly breaks down and is a breeding ground for special, very lethal bacteria superbugs called biofilm? Did anyone ever tell you this? Why not? We do. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to an incredible opportunity. Get to the root of it. Oral Scans is revolutionizing dental health with a biophoton detective tool that detects hidden bacteria with laser-like precision, years before conventional scans can. Imagine being light, years ahead of harmful biofilm colonies, preventing negative diagnoses before they ever surface. Oral Scan dentist members call it magic, boasting accuracy levels reaching 100%. Now, for the very first time, we're offering an at-home oral scan imaging test alongside a comprehensive DNA and saliva test from our partners at Oral DNA. This means you can identify which tooth needs attention most. For just $997, the first 50 people can access this incredible deal. It's easy, comfortable, and private, right from home. Sign up today and receive everything you need in your inbox. Your future smile awaits.
So that's www.oralscans.com.
That's it. Yep.
Nice. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So it's in the description box, but you guys heard it. www.oralscans.com.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Ultra advanced biophotonic and bacterial oral health scans. Pretty impressive. So how do they do that? So this is something that dentists are going towards, or what's going on with this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we're going to be training the dentists. We have a whole team of dentists now that are on board that are teaching this technology to other dentists. Matter of fact, we've now broken into with the technology. We're now at all of the global dental congressional gatherings. So when they have every year the dentists get together and they have a big powwow called Dental Congress, and they have all the latest tech, all the new stuff, all the super expensive stuff that we'll get into talking about over the next weeks. But
Okay.
they have the highest tech stuff, and so we are now teaching dentists at the Dental Congress about this technology. And it really, the goal is to have a practitioner like myself in every dental practice. But I'm like, now we don't need to be in a dental practice. We can do it online with things like oral scans. We're going to be reaching out to dental practices and selling bundles of oral scans, because I can guarantee you, like you just mentioned, I can guarantee you we could probably at least double their practice just with their current patient base because of things that they cannot see. So our dentists are saying that. They say, well, you know, our diagnostics today, as good as they are compared to 1880, but as good as they are, we can only see maybe 50% of the issues going on. So what that means is there's a tremendous amount of trouble that could be your cancer, could be all of your other immune problems, or even your genetic diagnostics that are going on in your body. Could be one tooth and they're not able to see it. Or it could be that that they're not seeing it because it's still too young. The biofilm haven't developed enough injury in the bone or in the tooth for them to see it. So we're able to see it, like we can see it at a few drops. This is profound. A few drops of cardio NF or one capsule of Intuistat. So that's how like precise the test is, and how beautiful it is that the body, this photonic intuitive thing that we have, this light field, and that's what we're listening to today, is the light energy, and it's what makes the test so profound, and why dentists are saying this is 100%. I've never seen anything like it. So now the dentists that we refer in our local community, from my practice anyway, when we refer a patient in, they always say, I don't even look anymore. He's 100% accurate. I know if he tells me this root canal is infected, I just go get it. And they always find pus or black mold. You guys, don't look in your house for black mold. It's in your mouth. So we've heard, you know, the notorious ill effects of black mold in air conditioning systems and in showers and things like that. Yeah, but it's also in our teeth. So that's where we're headed with this. We're going to revolutionize medicine, and Michael Jaco's the trident, the tip of the spear for bringing this to the world. So,
oh, you think so? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything like this, and until I met you, and obviously that was fortunate for my family at least, but it is something that's available to everybody now, because you've been a very, very private person for obvious reasons, because they come after people like you that will take down antiquated money making systems for people that don't deserve it. But they, you know, I'm not gonna knock all the dentists. You know, I've had great dental work, and some people are asking in the chat about gold crowns and so forth. It doesn't really matter what kind of crown you get. Should you get it checked over time?
Yeah, you should get it at least. You should get it oral scanned every year. But
wow.
But you just said something I want to just talk about real quick, and that is like, we're not actually, we won't end up taking any business from dentistry. We're actually going to end up giving tenfold the business to dentists. We're just going to help adjust what they're doing. And now it's available. Everything that we're going to be recommending and loving, the dentist has available to them. So the guys that don't want to do the new technology, which is amazing, they want to do the old shit, they can go retire. So, but we're going to actually, what we're talking about on this show, we're going to 10x every dental practice, period. Guarantee you. So they're going to love us in the long run. All they have to do is just jump up a notch or two in their technology, which we'll be talking about. So you guys know, and everybody in the oral scans is going to get that coaching with that too. But everybody who gets, so there's metal crowns and then there's porcelain crowns. And what that means is there's metal crowns that are silver, i.e. heavy metals, or gold, which is not pure gold, but heavy metals with the gold color of the heavy metal on the crown. Primarily nickel, tin, and a bunch of other metals. And there is, of course, some gold in them. But they're not strong enough if it's just gold. So they're all mixed metals.
Right.
All right. So now most dentists will place like a porcelain crown, which means porcelain over metal. That's not what we want. So right out the gate, we have a reason for a crown. Let me just take a minute, if we have time, and just walk through our history in our generation. And really, not even our parents didn't have this benefit. So now I want to qualify it by saying I'm not knocking dentistry. I have this like intense love and hate relationship with dentistry. Let me explain. So in my parents' generation, in our grandparents in the 1800s and early 1900s, oh my goodness, it was miserable. You know, dentistry was horrible, but
Yeah.
it was the most modern at the time. I think my parents, both of them both had dentures by the age of 35.
So did mine.
Yeah. I remember as a little guy seeing like my dad's teeth were all rotten.
Yep.
My mother had a different story because she came out of the Hitler Nazi invasion of her homeland, that they were malnourished. So she had all her teeth pulled by like when she was a freshman in high school.
Oh
Like,
my
so,
God.
yeah, we don't even understand this kind of difficulty. But so they both had dentures. Okay, so but now I come along, and now we have the dentistry has advanced quite a bit. And so they're giving, really cool injections of Novocaine. So what happens is we get a little cavitation, little bacteria, and it starts chewing away at a bite surface on usually a molar or in between a couple of teeth. And so what do? They get a drill, and they drill the hell out of your tooth, and they drill the tooth inside this shape. And so then they pack the metal filling in there manually. And so there's no glue or bonding. It's actually loose. And so bacteria can start growing underneath it and all around. And that's why, like you mentioned, when they pulled it out, it was just rotten. It had decayed almost all the way down into the pulp chamber. And a lot of times,
virtually no tooth left. Yeah.
Yeah, no tooth left. So they have to just, yeah.
So what are preventative things that people could do to not even have these problems?
Okay, right. So right now we're in this new model of dentistry, so every child today and even every adult today, if they go in with the right coaching, with the right understanding and knowledge, basically what it looks like for a child today, instead of a silver filling that over time decays the tooth or fractures the tooth. And so with that combination, we already have this dreaded C word, biofilm, everywhere. So from a young child, we're already setting the stage in the prostate, in the heart, you think of your cardiac conditions in the prostate, in your bladder, in your stomach, anywhere in the body where these biofilm can now start setting up housekeeping. Nobody can find them. They find the results of them, which is tumors or growths or inflammation or all kinds of health issues. So today I have, let's say it's my grandchild or, your grandchildren, would be the child gets a little cavity. And that's where I would start like nourishing. First of all, just nourishing the child is probably a sign of a little bacteria. So we would eradicate the bacteria with nutrients out of the store. And then we would nourish the child with nutrients out of the store so that the child can remineralize the tooth. If the child needs, we go to the dentist and we say, hey, we're trying to heal this cavity. So we're going to have the dentist put a little laser to it to kill the biofilm that might be in the tooth. Let's see if we can grow that tooth back. Oh my goodness, novel idea. And of course, another thing that's beautiful, I want to leave this tip is, so you can take a little bit of the Intuitive Ultra Clay cleanse, and you can mix it with a little water until it turns into a putty, and then smash it right into the tooth. Smash it right into an infected tooth. You can do this from a child all the way up to now. If you have some severe oral health issues like Daniel, you can build a ball of this clay and smash it right into that pocket. So then it will absorb a tremendous amount of what are called endotoxins, toxic waste from the bacterial biofilm colonies. And swish that in your mouth a couple times a day with a half teaspoon of the honey. that will start killing bacteria in the mouth. And most people need to do that as sort of their mouthwash routine. But if the child needs a cavity, and this is where dentistry today is like unbelievable. That's why I'm so excited about the oral scans and then dentistry coaching, because we can take a kid or an adult, anybody got a little cavitation. They go to that dentist that we've helped train, we've found. And so the dentist will laser that cavity and they won't even drill it. They'll laser the infection.
That's what the dentist here does. They laze. Yeah. Good call. Yep.
And then they'll digitize that little hole. So they'll take digital dimensions of it, and then they'll either send it off to a lab, or a lot of dentists have labs in their practice where they'll sculpt, almost like 3D print a piece of porcelain that fits that hole exactly, and they'll bond it in, and it will last forever. That's the end of that cavity.
Oh, wow.
It's incredible, you guys. It's unbelievable.
It's here now.
It's here
Everyone
now.
should be doing that, not putting the friggin' mercury in there.
More
Jesus.
mercury. And then that bonding with that piece of porcelain or zirconium, whatever it is, the ceramics, those, they have a couple different names, porcelain, ceramics, or zirconium. It has the same hardness factor of the tooth. So it won't break down if it's on the bite surface. It won't decay because the thing is dead and the new piece of tooth is bonded. It has the same frequencies of the tooth, like a beautiful diamond. So when it's well done, Michael, it's like, it literally makes the tooth look like a beautiful diamond. And I'm like, this is why I'm so stoked, because I think it's going to revolutionize where we go in the future with our health. But we have a whole generation, our generation, and a lot of our kids who have this old garbage that's literally killing us. And so then that child or an adult with a cavity never goes back to the dentist again for that same cavity. There's never a fracture. There's never a crown. There's never a root canal because it hasn't decayed at all. So it's huge.
Wow.
So exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you just outlined it all. That's good. So mouthwash, when we drink the what's that water? The
pH, the oceans, the intuitive oceans. You mean?
No, the other one. The
intuitive ultra cleanse clay.
Rinse with that one?
Rinse with that one. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We packed Dan's mouth with the oceans and the clay. That helped a lot.
Oh, did you use the green color clay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the MediBody FX. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So you can use either one, you guys. I use the one you just mentioned. I use the green one too. That's the MediBody FX. So that's the one we use to clear vaccines and stuff. So, and it has a little bit of the Intuitive Ultra Cleanse clay in it. And you can even load up a little more in there. So yeah, use a little bit of the Intuitive Oceans and use the same formula that we have in the video for detoxing the vaccines. Just make it a little thicker, and then you'll pack it around that tooth. So make it a little thicker means less fluid, a little less water, but still use the Intuitive Oceans as part of the fluid for building that mud, we call it.
Right.
Yeah, and just pack it around your tooth. If you have a tooth that's starting to abscess, do it several times. Good point. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So I don't even think that must have been your idea. I don't even think I told Daniel to do that. So
yeah, you know, because I know we do it for vaccines. It pulls out infection and stuff.
I had a guy. I had this old guy. He was like 75. He came in one time. He goes, "Hey, Raphael, man, that stuff you recommended to me. Oh man, I'm taking that couple of tablespoons every day in my water, and I've been feeling like my bowel movements are perfect. I feel like a new angel." And I'm like, "Wow, what have you been doing?" And he took the Intuitive MediBody FX. That's for vaccines and oral stuff. It's
Wow.
really designed for the outside. He was drinking it. And I'm like, well, it won't hurt you. It's all food stuff. It's all plants and stuff like that. And then the intuitive clay. But he was drinking it and going, man, I feel I'm not stopping, even though you tell me it's for the outside. He was drinking it.
Well, that's good. He probably intuitively got that hit, and it worked out good for him. Yeah, that's nice.
It doesn't taste very good, so if you want.
I'm not a fan of it, but
no,
yeah, but it is very good. No, I was thinking the cardio.
Oh yeah.
The fermented cardio.
Yeah.
A mouth washing with that.
You could put a little bit of that.
You're swallowing anyway, but rinsing your mouth and swallowing it, would that be bad, or would you rinse and spit out?
Well, I love the cardio. You would probably take it's pretty strong. So if you take like a half teaspoon and put it in your mouth, oh yeah, because it has nanized. It also has nanized the garlic, so it does have some nano garlic in it. So the Intuistat, it's not nanized, even though it's extracted and fermented. The Cardio NF has it nanized, which means the bacteria have eaten it, and now it's microscopic. It's bacterial size molecules. So yeah, that'll kill some infection out of your mouth as well.
All right,
we're going to be. I have a whole.
There you go, guys. Use that. Rinse your mouth, spit it out, and probably good to go. Probably a lot. Scope and all that stuff. That's not good for you. So
no,
I got away from that a long time ago.
Listerine and scope, I think they've studied that to be carcinogenic over time. Yeah. So
we stopped using that a long time ago when we heard that. Yeah. So
yeah,
very good.
Tasty.
All right. So let's get back to the other stuff. Chinese. What are they up to?
Oh yeah, is my screen share still on?
Yeah.
All right. So this guy said this: the West must adapt or disappear.
Ooh.
So right now, you guys, like we've talked about, we're in a war. Trump knows it. He's doing it. He just hasn't said anything. And even Russia just today, because of what Trump's doing, even though I'm like, oh, you can't. The war is on already. So Putin's Russia issues nuclear warning after Trump's weapons for Ukraine plan. But the point is this. I think this was prophetic, and let me show you guys. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. And this is Genesis 27 verse 29, and this is the dad talking. This is Abraham. Abraham saying to his boys. He's talking about Jacob, which I think is the Western nations. The Western, primarily Protestant Christian nations, which is where the Christian nations went. And of course, we could talk about the land of Israel another time, but because there's a lot of stuff going on about them. But so he says, let the people serve you. He's talking to true Israel. And the nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. We've heard this one before. Cursed be those cursing you, and blessed be those blessing you. But then he goes on a little bit later, and he says, and by your sword you are to live. So this is Esau. Esau is like, he was the hunter. And he said, and you'll serve your brother. This is the Western countries. And the sword is Esau, the Eastern countries. You'll serve your brother. And it shall come to be when you grow restless. I'm going to flash my screen again. This is the East. This is Edomites. All right. When you grow restless, so that means when you're tired of being dominated, when you're tired of serving your brother, that you'll finally break his yoke from your neck. And this is bottom line is, see, your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you to kill you. And this is why I believe it's going kinetic in the future, because this is the nation against nation. I'm going to come back to you now. I believe that it's nation against nation that the scripture talks about. that Jesus talked about. There will be nation against nation. It's not a bunch of nations all fighting each other. It's these two, the East and the West, generally. Esau and Jacob, been fighting for centuries. And the BRICS nations are Noah's kids too, just from a different seed that said F you to God, primarily. Anyway, so that's how I see it, and that's what I see coming.
Wow. So when do you think that's going to happen?
I think in Jeremiah 6, it talks about, I think this just happened. It says, arise, let us go up and get ready for war. I think the arise happened when the Iran bombing just happened, and the BRICS nations just met in Rio. And I personally believe that was they're finally coming together and they're arising. They're starting to rise as the BRICS nations economically, as a powerhouse, military, et cetera, et cetera. This is the war. And I see them arising, and it says, as they're arising through the summer, and the way I see the prophecies are that we're going to go back into the Middle East for a big war. And then after that big war, then the East comes against the West for what they call a rise. And so I think towards the end of the summer, the fall, we're going into Iran again. And then next year is the East-West Big Mama. And
Big Mama.
The big mama, it's coming. So that's how I see the prophets. And we're in a time of peace right now, but I don't think it's going to last very long. I can show those scriptures, but yeah, it looks like that at the Rio meeting with the BRICS nations, I'm pretty sure they talked more about things than just the economy.
We froze up a little bit there.
Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah, both of us went off. Just for a second. Yeah, so it must have been that East-West Big Mama.
the Big Mama.
I don't want to talk about that, I guess.
I think Trump's going to go smash through the Middle East and just settle that thing once and for all. And then after that,
Iran.
Yep. I even think the possibility exists, Michael, because I hate it. What I'm talking about, I actually hate it. I don't even want to talk about it because it doesn't do my soul and my what I got going on very good. So I know maybe a lot of people are feeling that, but it's the way things are right now. And I think either Trump gets taken out before they go into Iran, and maybe that's enough to piss Americans off because Iran has done this fatwa against him already. Or something else triggers and he goes back into the Middle East, and not just Iran. He's like, everybody, you're going to shut the F up and it's over. And something in that process sort of triggers the China and Russia thing to go, the yoke is over. We're done with it. We're done with the domination. Like Xi just said, it's us or them. That's what he said. It's us or you. And I'm like, okay, that's what's coming. And it's the time of Jacob's trouble.
Well, we're kind of. I believe we're depending on the people of Iran to rise up against their barbarian leadership.
I hope so. Yeah.
There has been indications they've been doing that. Mossad has been helping them. Now, a lot of people think that Israel is bad, but I think Israel is basically their military, at least. I don't know what's going on, but they are. Yeah, somebody's saying it's biblical. So they basically took out Hamas, took out Hezbollah. Hezbollah they hammered Hezbollah so hard that Hezbollah is like, we're ready to give up our weapons, just don't bomb us anymore. And they're trying to give their weapons back to the Christians that are there in Beirut, so
right,
Lebanon. So that's big, and now they're going. I guess the Muslims that took over Syria, Muslim Brotherhood, or I don't know, the ISIS kind of type group.
Obama's buddies.
Yeah, so they came in and took over, and now Israel's bombing them because they were going after Christians. So that's an interesting. And now they're now those Muslims are going, okay.
Good.
We stop bombing us. We won't mess with the Christians anymore. So Israel is doing something here.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. They have never been this militarized ever. The last time they went after Hamas, it didn't go well. The last time they went after Hezbollah, it didn't go well for them. So something shifted massively. So they're going after everything Iran, and the ISIS type,
Yeah.
God. So I guess the United States is the ones that are doing this, backing that, Trump. So
Yeah. And you can't blame them. I mean, the radical ISIS type Islamic groups, they'll just I talked to a woman, Michael, and I'm sure you know this, where she came out of that environment where her family almost didn't even survive, and she was the Coptic Christian, and she said that it was so gross, like this radical faction of Islam, and it's not everybody. We have family friends with Muslims that are beautiful.
Sure.
But it's like these radical, where she said that their sexual nature was so perverse that if they didn't have children and women to rape, sounds like American politicians, doesn't it? That they would be raping donkeys and stuff in the middle of the street. That's how gross.
Where is this?
In the Middle East.
Just random Middle East. I never saw that. But we knew that the men were pretty bad in some places. Yeah.
It was like pockets in their country.
Yeah.
It wasn't everywhere, but it was like pockets where the radical, almost like gang turf, where they ran these pockets, and the Christians had to either hide or die.
Yeah.
And so that's what they did. And
the Coptic Christians, and they were pretty strong in Iraq with Saddam Hussein protected them. And then when Saddam Hussein was gone,
right,
they were decimated, and they left by the millions.
Yeah.
Out of Iraq. Yeah.
And I think they've even had lots of synagogues and stuff formerly in that country as well.
Yep.
So
don't think that just because the United States comes in to hammer the radicals, that once that's done and the radicals are gone, it lets the other Muslim faiths that have been kind of on the sidelines, not really going after anybody else because the radicals were so heavy on everybody.
Yeah.
But the Coptic Christians usually got protected, and once that radicalism is hammered, or whoever is controlling all of it, like Saddam Hussein did, and like Gaddafi did, and I guess who was the guy that was just replaced in Syria, the
Assad.
Yeah, thank you. And now that those people that basically were ruling, pretty much with a good iron fist against all those radical types.
Yeah.
Once that's removed, then all the Christians get hammered. I saw the same thing in Yemen. They took care of the Muslims. They had schools, they had hospitals, they had everything. And once Yemen started to get radicalized, which there really are now, they really came after the Christian churches. Even when I was in Turkey just recently. Now, Egypt is good, believe it or not. Egypt is very fair against their Christian population, very, very fair. But in Turkey, I saw that I won't say they were radicalizing, hammering the Christians there, but all the Christian churches had security. They had walls. Used to be back in Constantinople, it was all Christian,
Yeah.
And then, of course, when it fell to the Muslims, It's been a slow process. Now Turkey is very the very few women are wear burqas. They're very centered Muslim. They're very. I love Turkey, but still there's this little against Christianity
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is seems to be getting worse.
Yeah.
Time. Same thing in Lebanon. So Lebanon had unbelievable churches. It has, I don't know, had really, because I saw
Right.
massive cathedrals that were magnificent, that were probably there for
Amazing.
1,000 years, that had
You're
been
right.
burned next to Muslim neighborhoods. And then you saw the great big massive mosque with like neon lights at night is like very garish. And I was like, wow. But still, the Christians had their church bells. You know, they've done away with all the church bells here in the United States. We used to have church bells all over. I remember as a little boy when I grew up in
Yes.
Columbia, South Carolina. We still had a lot of bells. They
Right.
just took them all out. They're
Even
all gone.
during the week they would go off. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
So those bells were like made specifically for vibrational frequency, and they pulled them all out. It's very interesting. And now with the mosques doing their call to prayer, I have never liked it. Now, some people have said that they have gone in and they've done the frequency on it and it's good. I don't agree. Because when I hear that call to prayer, it irritates me bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's telling you something.
yeah.
You know, there's one leader over there I think I think he's legit. I respect him. I had a couple friends that moved over there into Jordan with King Abdullah. And I even watched, he did a speech in the European Union about 10 years ago. Very fascinating because he was spot on. He explained their history. He said, yeah, we're a Muslim country, but half our country are Christians. And we are one with them because they're an intimate part of our ancient history. Like very fascinating. He goes, and he's like, they're such great people. We couldn't even function as a nation without them. And so it's like, wow, this guy's something else.
Yeah, Jordan is one of those holdouts that is still functioning correctly. They had, I remember, I can't remember if it was a Hilton or the Hyatt. When I used to fly overseas, I would go through Jordan and then go into, I think, Afghanistan, but or one of those countries. Maybe it was Iraq. I don't know. But we would fly into Jordan, and it was fantastic for a while. Then it got bad, and then they cleaned it back up again. But the Hyatt or the Hilton, whichever one it was that we were staying in, the CIA guys, before we went out to other places, they attacked it with car bombs.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was during the time frame where we were going there. Of course, we stopped going there after that. But
wow,
you know, it's crazy over there in the Middle East. It's sad because they have such amazing, beautiful history. Of course, Iran, the people there in Iran are very passive, right? And that's why most people in the Middle East are passive. They're completely passive. That's how a very few radicals can come in and control everything.
Okay.
And I think that's the way the Democrat Party is too. They're very passive, so they get these crazy people that are in. It's so frustrating, but it's a mindset. You can see the mindset. It's not a religious thing, really. It's a mindset. So they train people to have, don't think so much. But we like it when you get emotional because we can control you with emotions. They're very emotional people in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Democrats are very emotional, and they're not very logical thinking.
That's true.
And that's what the political party of the Democrats and the political structures of the Middle East are like that.
Very similar.
They want to keep people from having critical thinking, and they keep them very emotionalized. And Islam is a very emotional religion.
So that sounds East and West to me. Eastern religions versus kind of Western religions, where, like I think of like I always think of the Navy SEAL as being the guy who can use his heart and his mind in good balance. And I that's one of the things I love about Psych America. That's what made America good. And as been described, what made America great was what made America was because she was so good. And we've allowed this kind of what you just described to infiltrate so grossly into politics and leadership. Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw on X, there's this one woman that is basically always exposing the radical Muslim side, and she says I think it's in New York, maybe some other, because of course New York is very, Democrat controlled.
Right.
They're starting to come in with Muslim women that are doing the like clerical stuff, and they're completely burqarized.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like in your face that because they don't integrate. They come in to colonialize.
Exactly.
And that's what that is representing.
Yes.
It's like and the Democrats completely are at one with that. I remember when I was in Pakistan, I was talking to this one gentleman that had he was a pretty wealthy guy, and I was like, oh, this guy, he's obviously made it to top through merit, and he's probably a conservative type guy. And so we're talking, he's talking about business, and we're talking about other things. I'm like, wow, this guy's pretty spot on. And then he goes, and we love Hillary Clinton. And I was like, what? I want to go, what happened to you? And of course, Hillary Clinton was invited after she lost election. And of course, she went on, the few places that would, bring her. But Pakistan, they brought her over, and it's like, what the hell?
Right.
I knew Pakistan is radical now. It's they had a really good chance. Of course, we found Osama bin Laden there, and we did a lot of other things there. Took out a lot of other radical Muslim leaders.
Yeah.
So in Pakistan, and they took out. There was like this one cricket player. So cricket in Pakistan is like, think of football and the way America loves football, and magnify that by 10. That's how much Pakistanis love cricket. It's insane.
Wow.
But there was this one cricket player that became a politician, and he was doing a really good job. He was helping out quite a bit, and then the radical side, I guess, decided he was starting to get too much power and start to change things for the better for the people too much.
Wow.
So they came and arrested him and threw him in prison while he was already a prime minister, and somehow they found a way to kick him out. And then he was coming back to and the people loved him. He was going to be voted back in again, even though they got rid of him, kind of like Trump type thing. And and they arrested him and threw him in prison, so he couldn't. That's how radical Pakistan is.
So that was like a military coup.
Total. Yeah, the military controls Pakistan pretty much.
Wow.
The ISI, which is its equivalent to CIA, sounds familiar kind of, but they're not messing around. If someone gets a little bit too much power and is going to take away from their power and give it back to the people, they're coming at them. So of course that's what they did with President Trump here in America. So we're very close to being radicalized here in America. It's so close.
Really, very.
We're almost a communist Muslim type country.
Yes.
So that's why I think Trump is going after the radical Muslims in Iran,
right?
Because that's the heart of all the problems throughout the Middle East. So if you take out that brain, heart, whatever you want to look at it, then you've won. Now, there's somebody in the chat that was saying that women should, get power because us men, you and I, talk war. Try that. You haven't been to the Middle East, have you? Women have no power there. Women are almost at the level of a dog, literally.
Yeah.
So go over there
Just
and
property.
live there for a little bit, and then come back and let's talk. Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to have men like take this back so women can make it right. Because in the Middle East, wherever you see beautiful art, beautiful everything, culture, it's because, I'm sorry to say this, women, but it's because the men have made that space. Good men. Now, of course, there's radical men like the Democrats that will come in and they're like my friend Scott McKay says, they've been pussified, and you're not going to get good from that at all. So if you have a strong man that comes in and sets the temperature, then women can come in and they give them that space, which a good man will, and you're going to have beautiful everything. You have great families, you have great religion, you'll have great, you name it. Yes, there is partnership. And at some point, maybe women get a little bit more control, which I think is probably good because they have intuition, all that kind of stuff, in leadership positions, to balance this patriarchal system that's out of control.
Right.
And you've got this a patriarchal system that's out of control is like what we're seeing in Islam, in the Middle East,
Right.
in the Democrat Party. So that's radicalized males that have way too much control, and I tell you, every time I've gone against the radical Islamist strong men, they buckle like and almost become sobbing little bitches. Right? So it's a facade. It's a complete and total facade. They're not real. They're not real men, and that's why they come after women. They make them wear burqas. Don't give them any rights, and they're very brutal to women in some cases. Now, of course, like we know, that's not everywhere. There's some Muslim men that are, and women that are magnificent, just like there's Christian men and women that are magnificent, and Jewish men and women that are magnificent.
Right.
So I'm not picking on any religion, but when you start to radicalize whatever your religion is,
yes,
then it's a downfall of that civilization. It's a downfall of that society. It's a downfall of that community.
The one thing you're describing, I think, is part of the foundation of America. As you know, we hear "Make America Great Again." That foundation of America came out of very strong men, giving the opportunity, strong, good men, giving the opportunity, like you talked about, so we could even talk about it. So, like a woman could even mention it. Matter of fact, when the Republic of America was formed, you think about Europe was monarchy. The entire world was under sort of ruthless kings, and the Israelites came here, and this project became the model for the world. Then everyone wanted this republic. So then all of Europe started, doing the republic, not the monarchies. So this thing was amazing, unbelievable. And to a large degree, then I hate to say it because you just said it so well, but I hate to say we kind of pissed on it and took it for granted and became completely spoiled because of what good men and great men gave to us.
Yeah. Now, I like what Sharon is saying here. I wish I could forgive these people, but I can't. I funded their lifestyles via my taxes. It makes me ill to think of it. It is very frustrating.
Yeah.
There are ways around taxes, paying them. So there's lots of courses out there. I've promoted those in the past, but they're it is frustrating because we see this radicalism in America that Trump is trying to overcome, and the radicalized people, whether Democrats or Republican, I don't care. There's some obviously radicalized Republicans as well.
Right.
that have made an environment where it's easy for this radicalization and destruction of America take place.
Yeah.
So
And
us talking about it, helps to awaken. But there's still people within our group that are not completely on board with it yet. They don't quite completely understand. They understand it on a certain level, but not on a level where they can verbalize it or articulately describe what is going on in America, in the world, as far as this radicalization, this massive control system.
well, we don't have. I don't think we have a lot of time. We have to wake up collectively, largely, and take our power back individually and just in every aspect. Because we're out of time. It's either them or us. You've pointed this out over and over for the last, I don't know, since I've known you, that we're in a war, and so we don't have a lot of choice to just sit on the fence any longer. We have to be active, or we don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. So, any last thoughts?
Yeah, love you guys, and I'd like to leave you a quick tip that might help. If you in our bodies, our pH is very fragile, and so we've talked about the pH tape in the store. I think it's connected to one of the specials right now, but I'll talk to the team and they can make this available, the pH tape in the store. So then you can start measuring your pH, and if your pH isn't a 6.4 to 7.4, then that could be your first window that you might have one tooth, just at least one tooth, that could be driving acidity in your body. And so then the cascade is, we can get into that again in the future, but I just want to leave you with that tip. If you're not quite ready to do the oral scan, then get the pH tape, and that will give you a picture of what could be happening in your mouth. Take your pH test and have a look, see, because if it's below 6.4, start thinking, okay, could be something in my mouth.
Definitely. And don't forget to go over and look at the intuitive wellness products. And if you're going to pick up anything over there,
where did you go? What were you going to say? We lost you. So if you don't come back, I guess we're signing off. It's frozen, and we love you all.
Yeah. Lots of love. See you guys next time.
See you next time.